You know, what makes a story really, truly funny? Sometimes it's not the epic saga, it's the tiny little tale. Today, we're going to unpack a hilarious 60-second Nigerian comedy script to see how character, culture, and classic storytelling can create pure magic in less than a minute.
So, to really get the genius of the story, we first have to talk about its main character. The entire joke hinges on this one very specific, very recognizable personality type. So, what in the world is an over-sabi? Okay, so this term over-sabi, it comes from Nigerian pidgin, and it perfectly describes that person we all know, the know-it-all. This character is an absolute staple in Nigerian comedy because, well, they're hilarious. The second an audience hears someone is an over-sabi, they know exactly what's coming. A whole lot of confidence, not a lot of competence. And that is always a recipe for a good laugh.
All right, let's dive into the story itself. And you'll see it follows a perfect little three-act structure. Act 1 kicks off just like all great stories do, with a problem. So picture this. The scene is super simple, super relatable. It's a quiet morning in a residential compound. But that piece, it gets completely shattered by some weird sound coming from a kitchen. It's a classic setup for comedy, right? An ordinary day gets interrupted by something odd. And here are our two main players. On one side, you've got Mama Tinu. She's the panicked resident, and it's her kitchen where all the mystery is happening. And on the other side, we have Broda Shola, our hero, the self-proclaimed expert. The comedy is already set up right there before he even says a single word. Mama Tinu's line here, in classic Nigerian pidgin, just sets the tone perfectly. You can just feel the urgency, the confusion. Who is shaking a pot in my kitchen? The mystery is on. And boom, our over-sabi makes his grand entrance. And his claim to expertise, it's just brilliantly absurd. I've watched Discovery Channel. Like, really? As if watching a show about lions prepares you for, well, anything. It's the perfect over-the-top reason to go investigate a kitchen noise. He's arrived and he is 100% sure he's got this. Okay, let's move into Act 2 and see how this all builds. This is the confrontation part of the story, where our expert puts his so-called skills to the test, and the comedic tension really starts to ramp up. Now, Brother Shola doesn't just, walk into the kitchen. Oh, no, no, no. An expert of his caliber has a very specific, highly professional, and completely ridiculous method for his investigation. And you've got to love this. First, he shows up with a flashlight in the middle of the morning. Then he's got sunglasses on, indoors, looking like a secret agent. And to top it all off, he tiptoes into the kitchen with all this exaggerated drama. Every single move is a performance designed to show everyone just how professional he is. So he creeps up to the pot, he lifts the lid, and he gets hit with a blast of steam. And his immediate, expert conclusion, this thing almost blinded me. I think it's a bomb. The great investigator is instantly defeated by what he thinks is a major, life-threatening disaster. And that brings us right to the climax of our little story, the moment all that tension just breaks and we get that fantastic comedic payoff. The truth finally comes out. After all this drama, all this expert posing, this near-death experience with a so-called bomb, what on earth could possibly be in that pot? The answer? It's rice. Yep, just rice. The huge gap between his dramatic investigation and this super boring reality, that's the whole punchline. It was never a bomb, just a pot of boiling rice. And just in case anyone was still wondering, Mama Tinu's daughter, Tinu, pops her head in and delivers the line that just completely pops our hero's ego. She's the voice of reason that cuts right through all that fake drama. Okay, so the case is officially closed. Let's head into Act 3 and see how this whole thing wraps up. What happens after the expert has been so hilariously proven wrong? So in the end, everybody's just outside laughing. All that tension is gone and it's replaced by this shared moment of fun. And in this really great twist, Mama Tinu isn't even mad. She actually serves Brada Shola a plate of the very bomb he just finished investigating. Now, here is the most important part. Does Broda Shola learn his lesson? Absolutely not. Even while he's eating the rice, rubbing his eyes for dramatic effect, he doubles down. He tells everyone he's a trained professional ready for the next case. And that right there is the heart of the over-sabi. He is completely immune to reality. And Mama Tinu, she gets the last laugh with the perfect final line, giving him a new, much more accurate title: Professional Rice Inspector. It's the perfect little button on the whole story, and of course, everyone just loses it laughing.
So, why is this tiny little story so good? It's just a masterclass in being efficient. It takes a character we all know, the know-it-all, and it escalates a simple problem into something totally absurd. Then it delivers a really boring, everyday payoff that makes all the drama before it even funnier. It's simple, it's character-driven, and it just works. And that kind of leaves us with a final thought, you know? It makes you wonder, doesn't it? How can a story with almost no plot, built entirely around one person's refusal to just admit they don't know something, be so unbelievably funny? It's really a testament to the power of great characters in comedy.